So for this bodyweight workout, we're doing 6 exercises. Some of these exercises will be 2 sets, some of these exercises will be 3 sets, and some of them will be just 1 set of as many repetitions as you can. So we're going to be doing chin-ups and then press-ups, then switching to the lower body, we're going to do lower half squats, and then we're going to do lunge jumps, and then we're going to do reverse table rows, for which you're going to need a sturdy table, and then for our finisher we're going to do V-ups, which is just working the whole abdominal wall and the obliques at the same time. Hi guys, so we're here, different room, nice sturdy door frame for our chin-up bar that just fits in around the door frame, doesn't damage anything. You can get them on Amazon for about $30. We're going to do chin-ups. We're going to do 2 sets of chin-ups with a nice minute's rest in between, as many as you can do each time. So let's aim for 4 or 5 to start off with. If you find you can't do 4 or 5, then for the first few workouts, just do negatives. Negative being where you actually jump and pull yourself up, so your chin's up here, and then control yourself on the way down. And what that's going to do, if you do 2 sets of 12 negatives for the first couple of workouts, that's just going to build up the strength in the muscles that you need to do chin-ups properly, to the point where you can do at least 4 or 5 for our 2 sets. So I'm going to show you first a full chin-up, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, and then I'll show you what I mean by those negatives if that's too much for you. So hands shoulder width apart, 1, 2, 1, 2. Elbows down under the armpits, nice and slow on the way down. So that's a full chin up. Now, if doing 4 or 5 of those is too much for you at this stage, which it may well be, this is a bloody hard exercise. We're going to do negatives, which means hands shoulder width apart, and I'm actually going to jump up, and then nice and slow. Try and make that descent last about 3 or 4 seconds. I'll do 2 sets of 12 negatives instead of 2 sets of at least 4 or 5 full ones, until you have enough strength to go for just full ones. We're going to hit the chest now. We're going to do just standard press-ups. So the important thing with press-ups is that number 1, we're not going to headbutt the floor. Number 2, we're not going to have sex with the floor, but what we are going to do is engage your core, keep your elbows tucked in, and we're going to go down 1, 2, chin to the floor, look right along the floor, and push up. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That nice controlled movement is what's going to hit the chest, the back of the arms and the shoulders, and even to a lesser extent across the upper back. Much better than doing it the wrong way, as I showed you at the beginning there. Now, we're going to do 3 sets of those. Separate each one by a minute's rest, and then aim for about 8 to 12 reps for each of those 3 sets. Now we're going to hit the legs. Now, what we're going to do is a lower half squat, which means we're going to keep the tension on the thighs by going all the way down in a squat, but only coming halfway up. So ass down to the floor, up halfway, ass down the floor, up halfway. You see my torso's upright the whole time. I'm not bending forward, I'm looking straight up, ass back, ass to the floor, up halfway, ass to the floor, up halfway. You'll find after 5, 6 reps of those, your thighs are going to start burning, because that's lactic acid building up that you're not able to release by straightening the legs up. It keeps the tension on the muscle, and it means we're hitting it much harder even though we don't have weights. But we're going to aim for 15 to 20 reps, so the last 10 won't be much fun. So all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, halfway up. Just count to yourself, 1, 2 down, 1, 2 up, 1, 2 down, 1, 2 up, but do not straighten the legs out at the top until we're done. So again, for the legs, we're going to do lunge jumps. Now, a lunge jump is basically a split squat. This, which you could basically do all day because we don't have any weight. That's something you could probably do for about 20 or 30 reps each side. To make it harder, to increase the load on the target muscle, the thighs in this case, each time, we're going to bring some impact into it. So we're going to split squat on one leg, little jump, other foot forward, split squat on the other leg. So like a lunge jump. So starting off here, hop, switch feet, switch feet, switch feet. You see, each jump is just a bit more impact. Good. So you see each time, front knee goes forward, back knee comes down just shy of the floor. So we're going to aim for about 10 reps on each leg. We're going to go for 2 work sets, separate those by a minute's rest. Your thighs will be burning by the end, but it's doing you good. Hi guys, change of scenery. I've had to come into a different room for this one because we're going to use a sturdy table for these reverse rows that we're going to do for our lats, our shoulders and the back of our arms. It's important that you get a table that can take your weight for this one. So let me show you how we get set up. Get yourself onto the table, get a grip that's about shoulder width apart. Now, as you get stronger, you'll be able to get your legs out straighter, but let's start off with our feet flat on the floor and lie yourself back and slide yourself onto the table. Now at this point, we're going to basically pull ourselves up and drive these elbows back. We're going to bring our chest up to the table, squeeze for a wee half second, and then let yourself go. So 1, 2 up, squeeze, and 1, 2 back down. So overhand grip, obviously. Take your weight, and up we go. 1, 2, squeeze, 1, 2. 1, 2, squeeze, 1, 2. So you see, I'm driving these elbows back, hold at the top, and slowly down. Now, as you get stronger, you can get those legs out pretty straight. You can take your full body weight for this, and up we go. Exact same timing, up and down. Now, obviously, I recommend for starting off, get your feet flat on the floor until you get used to that movement. We're going to do 2 sets of the maximum that you can do. Believe me, these are bloody hard. Start off with your feet flat on the floor, go for 2 sets of as many as you can do. Once you get to maybe being able to do 12 reps, that's the time to get the legs out straight, take more of your body weight on board, and then go back to trying to do at least 8 reps for both sets. Again, have a minute's rest between each set. So just as in all the other workout videos I've done, I always like to do an abdominal finisher. Just 1 set for as many as I can, just to hit the abs, because your abdominals are still getting worked in the other exercises we're doing. Squats are still engaging your core. Any back exercise or upright standing exercise, your core's still getting engaged, and as your body fat level comes down, obviously those abdominals will be visible. But just to give it a helping hand and just to strengthen my core directly, I always like to do an abdominal finisher at the end. So this one's a bit tricky. If you're a good dancer, this might be easier. It involves a bit of coordination. So we're going to combine a leg raise. Leg raise being this with a sideways crunch. Sideways crunch being hands out in front of you, shoulders up round the side of the knee, shoulders back, roll the shoulders up, round the side knee. We're going to do both of those at the same time. So if you start off with your legs up, hands around the side, then we're going to take the shoulders back, take the legs down, legs just down to halfway, pull the legs up and round there. Good. Legs go, pull up, round the left, round the right, round the left, round the right. So again, because it's a finisher, we don't have any energy to save for any other exercises. You're going to do as many of those as you can. You're only doing 1 set. The great thing about that exercise is the legs coming up and down is hitting your lower abdominal area, and coming up and down the side with your upper body is just hitting those obliques and across the tops too. So the whole kind of abdominal wall and your obliques is going to get a good workout too. So that's the bodyweight workout done. As I said, you do not need weights to get a great workout. What you do need to do though is just be very mindful of using a little bit of impact sometimes to increase the load, and also not necessarily sticking to that 8 to 12 rep range in some exercises like we did with dumbbells. Because it's bodyweight exercises, sometimes we need to bump up the reps a bit just to make sure the target muscle group is getting hit properly. So all you basically need is the pull-up bar that you can probably get from Amazon. You need a chair, and you need the table obviously for those reverse rows. The chair and the table, they just need to be sturdy. Other than that, that's all the equipment you need, guys. So let's get our asses in shape, have a look at the other workout videos I've done, and I'll see you soon.